here. Welcome to Retro Ranking, where we look at songs instead of albums, and I pick some of my favourite songs from the artists that we do. And today I thought I'd do Johnny Kidd in the Pirates. Because one or two people have either called me Dr. Hawk or Johnny Kidd while I've been going out with me patch on. So it sort of inspired me to do Johnny Kidd in the Pirates. Now, in our house when I was growing up, Johnny Kidd and the Pirates were another favourite. I think these were more my mum's. My mum liked Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. One thing about this Johnny Kidd and the Pirates, they never released an album, a proper album. There's lots of compilation albums, of course, but they never actually sat down and put together an album. So they were formed in the 50s by Johnny Kidd, whose real name is Frederick Heath. Their act was a theatrical thing, wearing full pirate costumes, and they echoed some of the rock and roll stuff like Screaming Lord Search and the Savages, Nero and the Gladiators. In a way, their approach anticipated the possible inspired rockers of the 1970s, such as Alice Cooper and David Bowie. So the people that were actually in the band, we had Johnny Kidd, who was vocals from 1959 to 1966. Alan Caddy was the lead guitar from 1959 to 61. Brian Gregg was bass from 1959 to 61. Clem Catanese was drums from 59 to 61. Mike West backing vocals in 1959. Tom Brown was backing vocals. And then we had Frank Farley, who was drums 1961 to 66, and then when they did their comeback 1976 to 2005, Johnny Spence was bass from 61 to 66, and 1976 to 2010. So they were going. It's still in 2010, and then Johnny Pato was guitars very briefly in 1962. Very hard to choose these, because you're looking at probably out of, I've got 13 and there's only a handful of songs, so there's lots of B-sides as well. Very hard to find pictures of the cover, so I did manage to find the singles actually on Google, so that's why there's not many pictures in this one. So let's get cracking and go through my top 10 Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. Okay, then we start at number 10 and we go way back to 1962, when a single called Hurry Back to Love didn't chart at all. What I like about this one is the bass line and the little delicate touches on the piano is a little bit different. That's what makes it a really good song. Really like that one. Then we've got, coming in at number 9, and again from 1962, this is a B-side from a song called A Shot of Rhythm and Blues, and it's called I Can Tell. This is a nice little rock and roll track. Great vocal from Johnny Kidd, and again that bass line really dominates this track. A really strong song, in my opinion. Okay, then coming in at number 8, we'll get to 1961 now, and there's another song that didn't chart, and it's called Please Don't Bring Me Down. Sounds like another of their songs, bit of a rearrangement. It sounds a little bit like Shaking All Over, but it's still a good track. Good rock and roll. Okay, then coming in at number 7, There's a song from 1962 again. This one got to number 48 in the tracks in the chart, and it's called A Shot of Rhythm and Blues. Love the vocal on this from Johnny Kidd. Nice steady beat. The drums give it that really strong beat. It's just a great little track. Okay, then coming in at number 6, go back to 1961, a song that got to number 47, and it's called Linda Lou. Apart from the vocal on this, which I think is pretty cool, I just love the drums on this. A really dirty drum sound. A great little guitar solo in this as well. It's just rock and roll, and I do like a good bit of rock and roll. Okay, coming in at number 5. Go back to 1959 now, and the B-side to Please Don't Touch, and it was called Growl. Great rock and roll, great vocal, really interesting vocal as well. Really strong song, like that one. Okay, then coming in at number 4, go to 1960 now, to a song that got to number 22 in the charts, and it's called Restless. It's got that Gretsch guitar sound. I love the Gretsch guitar. Of course, Dwayne Eddy made it famous. I do like Dwayne Eddy as well. Love his guitar playing. I love that little pick sound, the picky sound that you get on a Gretsch. Absolutely belting track that is. Okay, then coming in at number 3, go back to 1959 now, and the B-side of If You Were the Only Girl in the World, and it's called Feeling. Again, it just great rock and roll. If you like rock and roll, you cannot help like this. It's a really good track, a very short track, of course, but it's still a pretty cool track, and one I do like listening to. Okay, then coming in at number 2, go to 1959 again. This got to number 25, and it's Please Don't Touch. This is a great song. Of course, it was made famous many years later by Motorhead and Girls' School. They had a hit with it as well, and I think they got it actually higher in the charts than Johnny Kidd and the Pirates. But the original is just an amazing track. It's a great little rocker, even for 1959. It's quite heavy for the time. Really good track. Like that one, and of course I love the Motorhead and Girls' School version. Okay, my number 1. Well, there's no surprises here. I've gone with the flow here. There's only one reason, because it is a brilliant song from 1960. Their biggest hit, Shaking All Over. I love the guitar work on this. It's just a great little riff, that is, and quite a lot of people have done a version of this, and then of course Status Quo incorporated a little bit on the live album in '77 during the bit of Roadhouse Blues. Alan Lancaster plays the bass line from this, and it's a terrific song. It's got probably one of the greatest rock and roll bass lines ever. Just love this track. So there's my top 10. I have got some honourable mentions. First one is a song we spoke about not very long ago on another retro ranking. Shawaddy Waddy did it. You Got What It Takes. Johnny Kidd and the Pirates did a version of this in 1916. He got to number 25. There's no much comparison between these two versions. It's a great song anyway. We've already said that, and I like this version of it as well. My next one is from 1961. This is a B-side of Please Don't Bring Me Down, and it's just called So What. 1961 this was, and it's just a good old-fashioned boogie woogie track with some boogie woogie piano and a great vocal from Johnny. And my last one today is from 1960, and it's the B-side of Restless, Magic of Love. Just great rock and roll again. It's a little bit of a love song rock and roll style of typical of the time, and there's nothing wrong with that one at all. It's a shame they didn't have more success, but as if you read through history, a lot of people blame the Beatles killed rock and roll, and I find that hard to believe, because they didn't kill rock and roll when they started. I mean, you took on that first album, there's lots of rock and roll, and they put a lot of rock and roll on their other albums. They say that's when the pop sound come in, but don't take it away. This band, you know, they still played in various forms right up to at least 2010. Not quite sure what they're doing now. They're probably putting their feet up, but it's amazing that they did not release an official album. There's dozens and dozens of compilation albums of Johnny Kidd. I think I've got I've got one that's just called the Anthology, and something like that. I can't remember now. It's got all these hits, but they're all on Spotify now, so you can. I think every track is on Spotify on some sort of album, so you could put your own together. Okay, that's all for today. Marathon Wednesday tomorrow. Viewers request, and it's funny that someone that's literally just subscribed says, "Love you to do a Bon Jovi," and I said, "Yeah, you haven't got to wait too long. It's on Wednesday." So it's Bon Jovi tomorrow. Band that I really do like, and we'll talk about that tomorrow though. So have a good day. Hopefully it's not going to be as hot and sticky as it was yesterday. Have a great day everyone, and I'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now.